everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. For those who are here, I know this is still a very small platform and I'm doing everything I can to build it up, so for you to be sitting wherever you're sitting or standing, I thank you for taking the time to click this video and watch. So a few things. This is actually day 2 of trying to do a dragon look, and I did film one yesterday, but oh my god, it was a disaster. And I'm so upset because I spent so many hours on it, and then when I finished I looked at it and I'm like, this is so crappy, I think I could do better. So this is the final result. So we are getting right into it using 4th Ray Gliss Nut Mist to moisturize my face, and some 4th Ray Milk Tea to add a little extra hydration. And by the way, this stuff is amazing. Now we are going into our brows, and of course I am still using the Milani Stay Put brow color, and my color is brunette, and I will be going over it again with some of the brow palette shadow that I use, and I'm just trying to keep them more straight. I wanted to have like a little higher arc than I normally would do, and we're pretty much looking at Natalie Portman's brows if they were a little bit more edgy. Okay, so taking out the primer potion from Urban Decay, we are going to prime our eyes. Normally I would suggest a beauty blender or a soft brush to blend in the primer. However, I was exhausted and used my fingers. I don't recommend to do this to other clients, but for now it is my own face and I will take the wrath for myself. So now taking a black eyeliner pencil, I am using the e.l.f. Kohl pencil liner. I want to heavily apply that on both my waterline and my lash line. Now resurrecting a palette I haven't used in a while, we're taking the Beauty Killer from Jeffree Star Cosmetics using the color Black Rainbow, and we're going to be smudging in that color along the water and lash line of the eyeliner. Still using the same Black Rainbow color, now we're going to start to bring that up into our inner corners, eyelids, and crease, and we're going to start to create a black smoke effect, kind of like how a fire would look while it's still rising high up in the flames. This doesn't have to be neat, it doesn't have to be precise. I'm just slightly dabbing at the very softly at the edge of my brush, kind of just in a messy way, just trying to recreate the black smoke. So once I've made the shape that I wanted, I'm just taking a clean black fluffy brush and I'm just kind of adding more of a gradient and mess to it, where I want some of the parts of the shadow to be more thick, and then I'm going to dab in whatever color that was left over in the brush to create more of a distant smoke effect. Now taking my ABH Norvina Collection Volume 3 palette, I'm going to be playing with the oranges and the yellow from that palette, and I'm going to kind of create the color part of the smoke which is the flame. And once again, just like when you were creating the smoky part, it doesn't have to be precise. So as I was saying, you're just pretty much going back and forth between the oranges and yellow, building and taking away whatever you feel is more comfortable to how you would like your fire to look. So unfortunately, halfway through applying the dragon scales, I realized that I had forgotten to press record because I'm a genius. So I do apologize since I have most of the scales already put on my face, but we're going in with Mehron Sin Wax, and normally I would recommend using Vaseline to help keep control of the product. And this is what it looks like on the inside, and you're just taking a little bit at a time. You don't want to take big chunks. You rather work with wax when it's really small and build up versus make a huge mess out of a glob. I'm using olive oil to help me, actually, like a drop of olive oil is what I'm trying to say, to help me keep control. That's a substitute for if you don't have Vaseline, and using that I found it actually worked pretty well. You just literally have to use a drop, and that is how much of wax you want to use. Very little. And I'm warming it up between my hands by rolling it up like a ball, and then I'm flattening it down, and then I am applying it to my face, smoothing it out. And yes, you're gonna have some parts that are gonna kind of fall out, and that's okay. You just kind of put them back in and just keep working with it in between, wetting your fingers with Vaseline, or in my case, olive oil. So I wanted my scales to have more of a messy effect, so I kind of like that there was a lot of bumps in there. So once I'm done, I'm putting some translucent powder to help set and help kind of take a little bit of the moisture out, since I did have a lot of olive oil in. Okay, so while that sets, I'm adding my primer to my face, and I'm using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus primer, and I'm just going to be applying it to most of my face, of course excluding where the scales are. So a new product I wanted to play with was the Wander Glow Ahead Illuminating Face Oil. I got this in my BoxyCharm box, and I'm only going to apply it on my face where I know where I want highlight. And then after that, I just applied my regular foundation, which is my Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. So I just wanted to go back in and add a little bit more of a smoke effect going up into my hairline on both sides. So now that everything is set with the scales, I'm going in with actually my tweezer to kind of start to shape this cut, the sizing and the way I wanted the lines to go in the scales. I would normally recommend a scalpel of some sort. I don't know for the life of me where I put mine, so my tweezer's gonna have to make do. And since this is, you know, meant to be dragon scales, I didn't want it to be even perfect looking lines. I wanted some of it to kind of almost resemble gravel, like you have some big parts, some small parts. I wanted it to have a very messy effect. Also, I'm not quite sure if you could tell or if I ever mentioned, but I actually really don't like working with wax. So I'm also trying to kind of get myself used to it. I'm more of a liquid latex kind of girl, but you know what? We got to be open to trying things whether we like them or not. So once I had everything where I wanted, I started to go in with the Mehron Color Cups in black grease paint. And I'm just kind of painting in between the lines that I've made. This way it's going to make the scale stand out a little bit more. Now to color my scales, I thought I'd use my brand new cremated palette by Jeffree Star. I've been dying to get into this baby since the palette has mostly neutral ash and monochrome tones. It's perfect for the scales that I wanted, which was kind of to have a grayish dark tone to it. So I'm just going in with a gray color for the base of them, and then I'm going to switch over in between dark and lighter colors to make a gradient. So we're going to hit the inner corners and the edges with a darker gray shadow, and then I'm going to add a white shadow to kind of make them shine just a tad. Now that my scales are done, I'm going to take my brownie bar from Beauty Bakery and I'm going to start to contour my face on the side that isn't affected by having dragon scales. So staying within the brownie bar palette, I'm actually taking the gold highlight that she has in there and I'm using that to highlight the contours of my face. So now for my lips, I'm taking Glam Vice in the color Black Mamba and giving myself a nice black lip that I felt was perfect for this. So taking the same black rainbow color from the Beauty Killer palette, now I'm going to start to create that smoke effect that I had on my eyes on the edge of my lip. And it's pretty much the same thing. You're building up to any shape of whatever you would like your smoke to be, smudging it out and making an effect and gradient with a fluffy brush, and then going back in with the Norvina palette to create the flame. Alrighty, so here we are with the finished result. I do apologize that I did not film a proper outro as I had so many outtakes. I kept stuttering my words, so I promise the next one will be better. So anyways, this is my special effects look. I hope you enjoyed. If you liked the video, please subscribe. If you don't like the video, subscribe anyways. You're gonna enjoy yourself eventually, I promise. Anyway, next video will be up every Wednesday and Sunday. Hope you enjoy. Stay safe.